All right, I'm here for the first of many interviews with the ASU women's hockey team. Sit-down interviews after the season or during the postseason. First off, I'm here with Jill Ketchum. She is a senior forward for the ASU women's hockey team. She's also one of the captains. Jill, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate your time. First off, I want to get some icebreaker questions down. I want to ask you, who do you think is the jokiest on the team? Like, who do you think is the joker on the team?
The Joker? Oh my god. Our team is full of jokers. I would have to say probably Malak Graybuck, Mason. Oh my god, there's like so many, but those are probably the most jokey people.
I gotta ask you, what would be your personal goal song if you had one?
My goal song?
Yeah, your goal song.
Ooh. Ooh, what's my goal song? I don't know. Maybe, Chunky by Bruno Mars.
I love that choice, Jill. I love that choice. All right, Jill, I want to first ask you a little bit about your season. I mean, you had 3 goals, two assists, 5 points in 10 games. Unfortunately, your season was cut short. You automatically make that face when I say that. How come?
Mostly regarding points. I had goals this year to get more points than I did this season last season. And obviously not possible anymore. I don't remember what I was at last season, but definitely not 5 points in 10 games. So yeah, I don't know. It's just a little bit disappointing, but it happens.
Yeah, kind of bouncing off that, how do you think the season was for you? I know it was cut short for you. I know you were on the bench for most of the time, kind of acting like coach a little bit.
Yeah, the season when I was playing, I mean, it was good. We were winning games. We were doing a good job. It was fun. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't, we were just getting started, it felt like. So I kind of felt like I was like left hanging a little bit for myself. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, terrible injury that you got. What was the injury again? Sorry about that.
I tore my ACL and got a reconstruction.
Yeah, that's painful, man. Like, I know a lot of injuries like that take a while to heal from. Obviously, you were deemed out the rest of the season. I mean, how's the recovery process so far?
It's been a journey, and it's gonna continue to be, but it's going well. I can't skate until August, I think, so about 7 more months. But yeah, I don't know. It's going as well as ACL recovery can go, so I'm not too upset about it.
Yeah, that's great to hear. I mean, how's your time been, like, kind of stepping back from the ice, but still with this team? You're still behind the bench. You're still in the penalty boxes, kind of cheering them on in the stands. I see you. How's that been like for you?
It's been good. It definitely sucks to not be able to play, but it is fun to watch. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing things from a different perspective. I'm not so, like, when you're playing hockey, it's, like, very emotional game. You're super emotionally invested, but I'm not playing right now, so just, like, watching it from a little bit of a calmer point of view and noticing a lot of other things that I probably wouldn't have noticed if I was on the ice with everyone.
Now, Jill, we don't really get to see the personal side of you players, unfortunately. So we're going to break that today. We're going to go into some deep questions. First off, you are one of the couple players that come from Anchorage, Alaska. What is Anchorage, Alaska like? Tell me a little bit about growing up there.
So Anchorage is a very special place. It's not a tiny city. But it's definitely small town vibes. It's beautiful. The mountains like surround the whole city, and then the ocean is right there too. So it's really beautiful. A lot of hiking and outdoor activities in the summer and winter, but definitely summer is my favorite season there.
What's your favorite thing about Anchorage?
Oh my gosh, probably the access, like, to the mountains.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. I know your family grew up there as well. You, Berkeley, and Ellie all come from Alaska. Did you guys know each other before the season?
Yeah. Burke and I, well, actually, all three of us played on the same team when I was 16, and we had won nationals that year. And then, yeah, I think I only played with them for one season, but I knew them for a really long time before.
Were you part of their recruitment process coming to ASU?
Burke and I transferred here the same year, but it wasn't really by design. We had talked about like where we were thinking of transferring and like what our plans for the season were before we had come here. I guess, Burke coming here definitely influenced my decision to come here as well, but it wasn't the reason at all by any means.
Yeah, I mean, Alaska's obviously a colder place, a lot more hockey there than, say, Arizona. What got you into hockey? What was the process like getting into hockey for you?
I just remember when we moved back to Alaska from Azerbaijan. I was 8 years old, and my parents were like, all right, time for you to choose a sport or a hobby. And I was like, okay, like I don't really know what to do, but my cousins always played hockey, so I thought it was cool and I wanted to try it, and then I really liked it. So
Did you have a favorite NHL team or favorite hockey team growing up?
no, I honestly didn't even know what hockey was until I started playing, until I was 8. And then, I never really had a team growing up, and I still don't really follow hockey that much. I love watching it, but I'm not a, super fan for any specific organization.
Do you have any favorite players that you like to watch?
I've always liked, oh my God, what's his name? I've always liked Tyler Seguin. And I don't know. I don't have a specific player I like to watch. I always like just picking up on different things that different players do, like all at once. Hockey's just like an interesting game to watch, so I kind of try to focus on a lot of the different like aspects of the play, not anyone specific.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I totally agree with you. It's a fascinating sport to watch. Tyler Sagan's a good choice, by the way. Gotta ask you, though, when was the first time you heard about Arizona State? What made you decide to come down here all the way from Alaska? That's almost all the way across the world.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember the first time I heard of ASU, but it's always been like, it's a very like prominent school in the U.S., so like people know what it is. I don't remember, but I do remember first thinking about coming here while I was still at Adrian, and it was just like definitely not like a solidified thought, but I had thought about, like I looked into it a little bit when I was there, and I don't know, I just decided one day I wanted to go somewhere bigger and warmer, so this turns out to be a good match for that.
You mentioned Adrian College. We got to get into that a little bit.
My favorite.
I know. First off, I mean, how'd you decide to go play women's hockey with Adrian College, and what made you choose Adrian College as your first college?
I chose Adrian because they had a really good record, and the facilities at the school are really nice, and they're new. I wanted to play hockey at a high level, and I had my senior year of high school, I played hockey in New Hampshire, so I was a little bit closer to I was on the East Coast, but I was closer to that part of the country, I don't know, it just seemed like a good idea. I felt like I needed to go to a smaller school. Adrian's very small. It turns out that is not what I needed, but I'm glad I tried it out. They do have a good hockey program, so that's most of the reason why I went there.
How long were you there for, Jill?
I was just there for a year, and it was the COVID year, so we got sent home around March, my freshman year.
What were your opinions on Adrian College, not just as a hockey program, but as a school? And what made you decide to transfer to Arizona State?
Adrian's a really good school. They do have really nice facilities. Like I said, everything's really new. Everything is taken care of really well. The education is really good. So yeah, I mean, since I went there mainly for hockey reasons, which is something that everyone tells you not to do. Don't go to a school because you like for the sports team, whatever. But I did that, and yeah, I don't know. It didn't work out. I hurt my back, so I wasn't playing, and I saw everything from just a different perspective, kind of like I was saying about here, but it was in a lot more of a negative light at Adrian for me. So yeah, I don't know.
Fair. But going off that, I mean, you transferred, as you mentioned. What's your major, and why did you choose that major?
That's funny you ask, because actually I just changed my major for the 5th time, like 2 months ago, a month ago. Yeah. But it's now psychology, and I'm gonna stick with that. I've always really, really liked psychology, and like every time I've changed my major, it's been getting closer and closer to psych, but not actually just doing it. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it now, and I like it. So. What
were some of the other majors that you had?
I started out with athletic training, and then exercise science, then exercise and wellness, and then speech and hearing science.
Speak to me a little bit about how this team has grown. I know you've been here for a while. I know you've known Coach for a while. So also tell me, when was the first time you met Coach? What were your first thoughts on when you met Coach Lindsay Ellis?
So the first time I met Coach was, I talked to her on the phone, of course, before I met her, but I think it was, so it was my sophomore year, my first year here. Berkeley and my teammate, were going to, that was the season of CHL, so it was during COVID. Yeah. But we had these outdoor workouts because none of the facilities were open. So we drove to the park where we were doing our outdoor workout, and we just like drove by Lindsay and said hi, and she looked at us like we were insane because we are, and it was just really funny. I actually will remember that forever, probably. Yeah, she thought, yeah.
That's hecka funny. Yeah. But I gotta bounce off that. What made you stick with this program? You've been here for 4 years or 3?
This is my third year.
Third year. Okay. So what made you stick around for 3 years? I mean, obviously, this was a program at the time you probably came in wasn't as good as it is now, and now, I mean, you're WWCHL champions. Mm-hmm. So what made you stick around for that extended period of time?
I think a lot of it has to do with the culture of the team and how we're very much here for hockey. Like, it's a college sport. That's our job. That's what we're doing here. But like, it's also a family, and I really, really value my friendships on the team. We just have such a great group of girls, and like, no matter who comes into the team, like the new girls and the freshmen, like, I think the culture's been established, and it's gonna stay that way, as long, I guess as long as it's maintained. But yeah, I don't know. It's a really, really great group of people. Hockey-wise, I was on the team, the NCAA D3 team at Adrian, but I mean, I only practiced like a couple weeks. I hurt my back a week before our first game, so I never played a game there. But I do like have an understanding of how like D3 hockey works. But ACHA, I really like how it's very competitive, and it's still like it's a high level of hockey, and it's it's a tough game to play. Like, it's very competitive, but it's less pressure to like perform, and I don't know, it's not it's just less pressure, but it's still like we push ourselves, like we're our pressure, nothing. There's not outside factors. I guess that's what I like about it.
No, I definitely see what you're saying. It's like not high like stress, high pressure, rather like you're going with your own flow, you're going with your own pressure, kind of like that. I do kind of want to ask you about Arizona. What do you like most about living in Arizona?
I really love that it's sunny most of the time, especially when it's like pitch black and 5 degrees at home in the winter. So that's like a big reason why I wanted to come here, because seasonal depression is real and Anchorage is way too dark. Alaska is way too dark in the winter.
Do you go back to Anchorage during the summer? What do you do during the summer? What is your favorite thing to do like during the off season?
Yeah, I do usually go back in the summers and and winter break too, which is like 2-3 weeks. But I love summer in Alaska. It's my favorite thing to do is hike and just like be outside. Yeah, I don't know. That's like usually what I do in my free time.
I know you barely have free time during the season. I know you're always practicing or playing or whatever. But what do you like to do for fun around Arizona? What do you like to do, in your spare time, your limited spare time?
Yeah. I mean, I don't do a whole lot, to be honest. I do like going to the pool, just like relaxing and hanging out with friends there, or just like reading a book or whatever. If we have an off weekend, I like to go out with my friends or like go to a concert or something. Sometimes we drive to San Diego. It's only about 5 hours from here. Love the beach. Yeah, I don't know. Just hang out. Like, I live with 4 of my teammates, so we're always doing something together, and then like 10 houses down in the same complex as 5 more of my teammates. So it's like we're always doing something together, even if it's not a big event. It's like fun because we're just hanging out.
Yeah, I absolutely get that. And also, great shout out for California. Thank you. But anyway, Jill, you're one of the captains of this team, 1-2. Talk to me about the time you were named captain, when Coach brought that up in your mind, if you wanted to do it before then. Talk to me a little bit about that captaincy.
So I didn't know that I was going to be captain. I did know I was going to be one of the 5 in the leadership group. I didn't know what my position was going to be. She announced it in front of everyone, and I was honestly a little bit shocked. We had talked about... I can't have her here. You need to leave. Go
Devils!
Oh my god, that was terrible. Oh my god. Anyway, so we had talked about the leadership beforehand, of course. In my exit meeting, we talked about it. It was brought up to me by the coaches a couple times during season as well. Just my thoughts on other people, my thoughts on myself as well. And it was something that I wanted to do. I feel like I do have influence over the team in some ways. I feel like, I am able to like get through to a lot of people, like in an emotional, like from an emotional standpoint, and so that just like translates well like through a large group of girls, like it just, so I don't know, it is something that I wanted to do. I felt like I could use my voice in a positive way, and so I'm really grateful to have gotten the opportunity, and it's been good. And I have 4 other really awesome girls who are part of the leadership group as well, and I think we're a really good team, the 5 of us.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, you're kind of more of a people's person. It's kind of what your degree's about too, and obviously we saw in our people's person in the background, as you mentioned before. Mal, one of the jokesters on this team, like that's pretty fitting. I'm not going to lie,
Yeah.
but
That was a perfect example.
do you guys like do that often when you guys do get those rare interviews? Like you guys crash each other's interviews, like kind of like
Oh my
just
God.
pranks like that?
That is everyone's number one goal when someone on the team is getting interviewed. Every single person's number one goal is to interrupt and be insane and do exactly what Mel just did. That's Jess's dream, actually. That's Jess's, like, yeah, that's what she
Jess's
wants.
dream.
Yes, that's what she wants to do every single day.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I kind of want to move into recent times where you guys won the WWCHL championship. Talk to me about what that means to you.
So it's a little bit different than I expected it to be. Oh my God. It's a little bit different than I expected it to be, just since I wasn't specifically part of it because of my knee, but also because I was really sick over the weekend.
Yeah.
And I wasn't at that game. I was in the hotel. But I watched the third period on the live stream, and it was really... No. Oh my God. I thought you were going to spray me. I watched the live stream from the hotel, and it was so fun to watch. Like I said, like it's really is unfortunate to not be able to play, but it is fun to watch, and I love my team so much. I like cry half the games I watch them play because they're just awesome. And yeah, so super, super big opportunity and accomplishment. This was our goal all season. It's been talked about ever since I came to ASU, so it's super awesome that we've finally attained our goal.
What was the first thing you guys did with the cup? I know, obviously, you flew back with us in the most shaky airline ever.
Oh
I know Sam was talking about putting froyo in it, but what did you guys end up doing with it? What did you guys end up doing first with the cup?
Honestly, I don't think anything really has been done with it. I know that, yeah, it flew back on the plane with all of us, and then Carly and Sammy took it home to because their friend picked them up and they wanted to surprise her with it. We definitely put one of our cats in there yesterday. It's pretty funny. But it has been like a really big thought of like what people have done with it before. Like we're not the first ones to have this trophy, so I'm like, wow, where has it been? What has it seen?
What do you think is the wildest thing that anyone's ever done with it?
Ooh, I don't know. For like, I'm 100% people have put all sorts of beverages in it. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if anyone's ever put a cat in it. Maybe that was the first time.
That'd be awesome.
That
but
was awesome.
Do you guys have any wild plans with it?
No. I think we're probably gonna like keep it pretty mellow, to be honest. Okay. I don't know. We're taking it on the TV show tonight, so who knows?
Big shout out. I mean, as you mentioned, you guys are tight knitted. I mean, we just saw Queen run in, almost squirt you with water, and then hug you. Mal was obviously behind you. Like every time everyone passes, they're all trying to interrupt. But I mean, talk to me a little bit about this group. I know for you guys it's more of a family, but like talk to me a little bit about how much this group means to you.
There are not words to describe it. I've never been part of such a special team before. I really, really love these people. They're amazing. So my best friends are on this team, and I'm just really, really grateful to have been to be part of it. And like, yeah, I don't know how it happened, but it's awesome. It's amazing.
What's one memory of this group or any of your time at ASU, maybe on or off the ice, that you'll cherish forever?
Oh my gosh. So we do this thing every year where we all sit in a circle and we have these note cards and pens, and we write our names small on them, and then we pass them around, and like everyone writes a nice note about the person whose name is on it, and it just goes all the way around, so like everyone writes something. And the first time that I did it was last year, and I got my note back and I just started sobbing because it was so nice. And then But my favorite part of it was Sammy was also crying, and she came over and sat on my lap, and we were just like crying together. It was hilarious.
What was the first thing on that card that you saw that sent you into tears?
Ugh, I don't know. Someone said like, I don't remember. There were so many. I don't remember what the first one was. But they're all so nice. And I know, like, they're supposed to be nice. Like, you know, like, you don't, I don't know. But it's just, like, what kind of team sits down in a circle and, like, writes all these nice things about each other? Like, that's crazy. Yeah. That's so cool. Yeah.
I'm going to shoot you one final question, Jill. I mean, you are returning next season, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully, you get to play the full season. Fingers crossed, no injuries. But, I mean, what are you hyped about next season? What are you hyped about most? I know there's a couple of these players leaving, a couple of your friends leaving, but there's also a couple of people coming in. I mean, what's the overall message around the group? And also, you're going to nationals, so I'm going to add a two-parter to this. What are you hyped about most about nationals? I mean, it's in Boston, so.
Yeah, so I lived in New Hampshire my senior year of high school, so I've spent quite a bit of time in and around Boston, and I love it there. I'm really excited to go back. We were there already this year, or this season, but yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to just travel again with the team. Traveling is always fun with them. Yeah, it'll be definitely an event. Yeah. We're going to be there for a long time, so yeah, it'll be super fun. I'm excited. Yeah. And then next season, like you said, we are losing some of the girls, which is sad. But it always is super fun to see who, like the freshman class who comes in and get to know them, and like just like seeing them like grow into the team and like just like become comfortable with everything and everyone is really cool. Yeah, just like seeing what the dynamic is. I'm really excited about that. And I'm just really excited about skating again. It's been too long.
Yeah, I definitely get that feeling. Jill, before we end the interview, do you have anything to say to anyone, anything to shout out or anything?
Oh my gosh, shout out to Joseph and Chase. Are you kidding? You guys are the best. And that's all I have to say.
I appreciate that a lot, Jill. First off, congratulations on winning the WWCHL championship. That's obviously a lot. Congratulations on captaining it. Even though you were on the ice, I mean, that's still a huge presence that you bring to this ice every single day. Your personality is amazing, and I mean, this team like really thrives around you and really loves you guys. Obviously, from the interview, I mean, we saw Mal and Quinn, as we mentioned, come over here. But again, congratulations, Jill, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your day for this interview.
Anytime.